White House economic advisor Christina said today the unemployment rate's likely to keep rising, even though the administration's stimulus plan is helping in the short term. Let's head to the White House. Bloomberg's Hans Nichols is there with more on the story. Hans, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mark. Yeah, the White House clearly bracing for a bad jobs report tomorrow. Early this morning, Christina said that some of the job losses could be in the hundreds of thousands. And then just a couple of minutes ago, Robert Gibbs said that it might even reach the unemployment level, might even reach 10%. Now, he said he didn't know whether or not that would happen tomorrow, but he said that's within the realm of possibility. So the message from Dr. Romer this morning is that more turbulent times are to come.
It's important to realize that job growth will almost surely lag the turnaround in real GDP growth. The consensus forecast is for the employment and unemployment statistics that we get tomorrow to show that the U.S. economy continued to lose hundreds of thousands of jobs in July.
Now, as the White House defends its economic stimulus plan, we heard some of that from President Obama yesterday in Elkhart, Indiana, that $787 billion plan. It's citing every source they can. One of those sources, George W. Bush. Dr. Romer this morning, citing those Bush tax cuts is something that worked. They're saying their stimulus plan is just using the tried and true.
Fiscal stimulus has been used to help weak economies by presidents of both parties. Franklin Roosevelt increased public work spending greatly as part of the New Deal. Dwight Eisenhower expanded the interstate highway program and accelerated other types of spending to try to counteract the 1958 recession. And both Gerald Ford in 1975 and George W. Bush in 2001 used tax cuts to help end recessions.
So a positive comment, Mark, from the White House about the Bush tax cuts. That is the first time we heard that.
And Hans, earlier this half hour, I spoke to Chris Rupke of Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi. He pointed out that there is a danger that the White House, although trying to be at least sensitive to those who may be out of work and understanding that there are still recessionary times out there, but to keep making the case that things are not improving, at least in the short term, the way folks would like to see them, that may preclude businesses from actually hiring people again. Is there a danger that the White House is losing a message here, that they're no longer on point?
Well, I think the White House recognizes that they have to really calibrate this, and they're walking a fine line in between not scaring investments and then also bracing Americans that more hard times are going to become. So the message you heard from the president yesterday was patience. The stimulus package is starting to work, they claim, and that there'll be more of it, another $100 billion spent in the next 5 quarters. More of it will be churned out. But, you know, it's a concern they have inside the building on how they calibrate it and how they weigh those competing factors. They might not dovetail. Mark?
Bloomberg's Hans Nichols joining us from the White House. Hans, thanks.